Hi, my name is Chris Kazmarek, and I'm one of Top Test Prep's SSAT experts. Today I want to talk to you a little bit about the reading section of the SSAT. I've got 3 general tips to help you out with maximizing your score on the reading. However, before we discuss those, I think it's very important to consider the format of the test itself. As with the other sections of the SSAT, the reading section crams a very large number of questions into a very small amount of time. Therefore, the approach that you take to actually reading the passages must be one of quote-unquote active reading. Active reading is somewhere in between reading a magazine and reading a physics textbook, insofar as you don't want to be casually letting the information wash over you. However, you also, on the other side, don't want to be pondering every single word as if it's a dense physics textbook. With that in mind, let's look at the 3 main things that you should be doing for every single reading comprehension question. Number 1, whenever you're faced with a passage, always outline it. This is the most important thing that you're going to be doing when you're approached with any reading comprehension passage. The 2 main things that you should be looking for in your outline are what is the author's tone, the approach with which he takes to the subject matter, and what is the main idea of the passage. Once you've got the tone and the main idea down, you will know a lot about the answer choices, because the right answer choices to any question, whether it's a global question or a detailed question, are going to relate very, very strongly to both the tone and the main idea. So knowing those is extremely crucial. The second thing you should be outlining for is the main idea of each paragraph. This is very important because instead of going back and searching for a certain piece of information throughout the entire passage, if you've got the main idea of each paragraph outlined to the side of it, you will be able to know exactly where your pieces of information lie when you're given a detail question. With that being said, let's analyze detail a little bit more. Detail questions are certainly going to be the most common on the SSAT reading section, and they are a lot more straightforward than the global questions per se. Anytime you're given a detail question, about half of the time you'll be given a line reference that accompanies it. Anytime you're given a line reference, go back and read that section of text that they direct you to clarify and get yourself exactly where the test makers want you to be mentally. After that, when responding to a detail question, you will 100% of the time be able to put your finger on the correct answer choice in the passage. Therefore, once you've done that, translate it over to the correct answer choice and move on. Once again, in detail questions, you should always have textual support for the answer choice that you're choosing, because it is always going to be in the passage. Global is a little bit more complicated than detail questions. However, if you've got your main idea and your tone outlined, it's going to be much, much simpler than before. Global questions refer to the passage as a whole, and usually they're going to take the form of what is the author's main idea? What is the author's purpose? Therefore, having a tone and a main idea outlined are going to be very helpful. If that doesn't help you, usually in longer passages there's going to be an italicized blurb at the top of the passage, giving some kind of background information. When you're given a global question, the one thing that you can refer to without reading the entire passage over again is that italicized blurb. It'll give you a great sense of where you need to be going with a global question, and most of the time even give you the answer itself, very similarly to how detail questions operate. Utilizing these 3 strategies is going to help your SSAT reading score a considerable amount.